everybody off.
Broadcasting live on location from Two Brothers Bar and Grill in Plano, Texas. You've got the Drunk Sports Podcast.
You're listening to the Drunk Sports Podcast with BigRed, IndyCar Tim. Talking sports, current events, guy stuff, everything in between. Now, crack open a cold one, drink along with all of us, because here they are, Lance and Tim.
You can buy me a drink.
We're all drunk.
Hello, and welcome to the Drunk Sports Podcast. As always, I'm IndyCar Tim, along with my favorite partner in the whole world.
I'm still Big Red, baby.
Mr.
BigRed.
Give it to me, Lance. Give it to me, Lance. Push. Give it to me, Lance.
And we are live on location tonight from Two Brothers Bar and Grill in Plano, Texas. They're located at 8308 Preston Road, Suite 198 in Plano. That's on Preston Road, just south of 121 in Plano.
You got your directions right this time.
You're familiar with the area. They are not off of the tollway in Coit. I don't know where that came from. But we got them in the right spot
Stowed
this
out
time.
there. That's good.
And we are here for the next so many minutes, talking so much sports.
Till we get done doing what we're doing.
Well, my wife said I got to have this wrapped up in about 14 minutes.
Well, then your wife can call Uber.
So we've got some Cowboys. We got a pretty Cowboys-intensive sports show tonight. We're going to talk some preseason. People have been wanting us to get into some fantasy football. And, Lance, you just had your league's fantasy football draft before we came on the air.
Big draft.
So we're going to talk about where you might have failed, because I've seen your draft board.
There ain't nothing wrong with my damn draft board, son.
Many
Ain't nothing wrong with my
questions for
draft
you,
board.
sir. I have so many questions for you. We're going to talk about some Cowboys Texans from last night. We're going to talk about the big signing from the Cowboys, the extension, but it's not the one you wanted. You might have wanted it, but it's not the one you wanted.
I'm happy.
So we're going to get into a little bit of that. Got some fantasy football talk. And as we promised last week, we have our Texas Rangers Mount Rushmore. After Josh just went into the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame, we got into a little bit of a debate about does he deserve that? Does he deserve a number retirement? And then we sort of, as we often do, got off on a side subject about who we would put in our Texas Rangers Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Or Mount Rushmore. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We've got some people that tweeted us and emailed us and texted us about who they would put in theirs. And I got to tell you, I was shocked at some of the names that I saw coming from the listeners. So our listeners are clearly idiots who don't know anything about sports.
Watch your tone there, son. There's a lot of smart folks out there.
Present company excluded, of course.
Absolutely.
Not referring to those of you that are here.
Number one.
So as always, we appreciate you tuning in. If you would like to reach us directly, we are on Twitter. I am at IndyCar Tim. He is at Drunk Big Red. The show Twitter is at DrunkSportsDFW. You can also email us, thedrunksportspodcast@gmail.com. Our website is, of course, thedrunksportspodcast.com. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Stitcher Radio, Public, iHeartRadio, and the covetеdradio.com app. We also have the best YouTube channel of anyone in the room.
Anybody?
I'll go that far.
Yes. Yeah. That's
so
close.
Please check us out on YouTube, subscribe, turn on those notifications for some next level hilarity that comes quite frequently, sometimes in the form of nudity.
I have not taken my shirt off for this show yet.
Not yet, but it's been dared. So we appreciate everybody tuning in when and where you can, especially here tonight, Two Brothers Bar and Grill. And, Lance, let's jump right into some Cowboys talk, shall we?
Do it.
Let's get the show going.
Yep.
So the preseason's been kind of a subject of contentiousness among Cowboys fans and non-Cowboys fans. Of course, Zeke is not here. We talked a little bit last week about the top 15 Cowboys that have performed in camp, according to DallasCowboys.com writers.
We did.
And some of those names were a little surprising, especially the fact that Dak was number 9 you had a serious issue with. As you do every week, you have a serious issue with Dak.
I mean, whenever he's worth $35 million, you let me know.
I told you last week.
Well, then tell me again.
He's worth $35 million.
He is not.
Because you know why? He's all we got. Who else are you going to throw out there? Are you ready to start over?
No, we're not gonna throw Cooper Rush out there. But I mean, yes, he's the best we've got, but he's not worth $35 million.
So are we going based on if he's not worth $35 million, or do we not have to pay him $35 million?
Joneses,
they're different.
The Joneses will not set the standard with that quarterback. They will not set the standard with any player.
Well, the standard's
anymore.
already set at 35 with Russell Wilson.
He may get 35, but he, to me, is not worth 35.
Okay, I will tag on to your argument because no player in the NFL is worth $35 million. But I will also say that is the cost of doing business in the NFL. If you got to pay him, you got to pay him. If you don't want to pay him, hey, we got Cooper Rush and Mike White back there waiting for him to leave. So,
and I cannot believe that's all we've got.
Are you comfortable with that?
No, I'm not. No.
We might have a better quarterback option in John Kitna as a quarterback coach.
Let him be a coach and a player.
What about Jason? What about him coming off the bench? He can still throw the long ball, I bet.
Jason Garrett
probably couldn't take a hit.
Probably bust Dak's ass every week, every day after practice in their little throw session that they have. Garrett did it last year. I haven't seen tape of it this year, but he's probably still doing it.
So the Cowboys and the Houston Texans had a contest last night, and I will admit I watched all of about 14 seconds of this game.
Yeah, I was busy watching, I think, Designated Survivor.
We were driveway drinking when this game was going on.
The wife and I were watching Designated Survivor last night, so no, I didn't
Kiefer Sutherland?
Yep.
Is he still the Designated Survivor, or have they moved on from him?
Great show.
I watched the first episode, and I hadn't.
That's how entertained I was with the Cowboy game.
Well, we love the Cowboys. So they close out the preseason Thursday night at AT&T Stadium against the Bucks. And we're guessing that none of the starters will start next week, but we saw some of the starters last night in the form of Dak Prescott. He performed admirably for his final appearance in the preseason, I'm guessing.
Did throw an incompletion last night.
Did he throw an incompletion?
Yes.
Well, hell.
He is no longer perfect.
Offer him 2 years, $12 million with nothing guaranteed because that's all he's worth for throwing that interception. I mean, that incompletion.
Okay.
Would you rather have Jimmy Garoppolo?
Don't test me.
Mr. 5 interceptions in a row.
Don't test me. That was practice.
We talking about practice.
Practice? Talking about practice?
Well, Dak led a touchdown drive that started that 34-0 blowout. By the way, I've never seen a fan base that gets higher on a preseason win or lower on a preseason win. The Cowboys beat the Houston Texans in a preseason game 34-0, and the message boards were all lit up. Super Bowl, baby, pay Dak. We don't need Zeke. We got Troy Pollard. Screw Zeke.
Dude, that page that we run, that you started, that we run, I have to hog tie myself so often because people are just out of their damn minds.
Well, but then when they lose in a preseason game, it's, oh, my God, this team sucks. Fire the coach. We need a new quarterback. Zeke's not there. This is because of Zeke. Where's Cooper? Bring back Dez. Bring back Romo.
We got Pollard.
Romo-sexual.
Yep. Are they still in the house?
It's just
Romo-sexual tendencies are still in the house.
I've never seen a fan base that's more wishy-washy about a preseason win or loss. It's ridiculous.
It's the greatness of being a Cowboy fan.
I've been in Dallas since 1973. I was 2 years old. I'm a Saints fan at heart. But good Lord, people.
You give me one more reason to fire your ass every week.
I try. Showing up drunk. Showing up late.
Well, I mean,
seems like I should have been canned a long time ago. So some of the things we were looking for in the preseason game was the performance of Dak Prescott. He completed 2 of 5 passes, 22 yards, and a touchdown. His preseason totals are 11 of 14, 109 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions.
Who caught that?
And a 122.9 passer rating. I don't know. I just said I didn't watch the game. Your mom.
You know what we talked about.
Did your mom catch that touchdown pass?
She might have, but we don't
the
talk
Saints
about
and
my
Miss
mom
Dorset,
on the
we
show.
love you. very much so. So Dak has performed admirably in the preseason, and we're ready to start this thing for real. He only played 2 series. Of course, one was the touchdown series. And that would be considered the Cowboys' most important series in a preseason this year. It should be.
Well, I mean,
because
you're right. Because I mean,
it was against the first-team defense, by the way.
The third,
granted, it was the Houston Texans.
The third preseason game is always considered the dress rehearsal, and normally they let them go, at least a quarter, if not a half. And but we got injuries on the horizon, and they wanted to rest everybody, and that's cool. I understand that, but we still spanked that armpit's ass.
So he has played 4 series in the preseason. 2 series have resulted in touchdowns, 1 a field goal, and 1 3-and-out. Pretty good odds.
Okay.
I'll take 2 touchdowns and a field goal out of every 4 drives every time. Of course, that's not how it's going to work. Jerry Jones said he could not be more pleased with the way Prescott is playing in the preseason. They're still working on their long-term contract agreement, of course, before week 1, which, by the way, will not happen. They're not going to re-sign Dak at all this year or during the year. They're going to wait. They're going to franchise him. They're going to give him another year and then probably have to pay him $38 million after next season.
That's not what Jerry's saying. Jerry's highly optimistic that we get the big 3 all signed.
Well, if he does, that's great. I'm all for that. I mean, I'm all for them getting everybody done, but that's not going to happen. Zeke will get done. He'll be here before week 1. I have a feeling that deal's pretty much done already.
Well, and we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get into more
I don't want to
Zeke talk later.
Spin that.
There's nothing new technically and officially to report on the Zeke Elliott contract negotiations front, but of course the Cowboys in their
he was offered less money than Todd Gurley, but more money than Le'Veon Bell.
The price per year for him is not the issue. It's the guaranteed money in the term. I guarantee you. It's what my sources tell me.
You got different sources than I do?
I don't know, do I? Which prostitute clubs do you go to?
Not those.
Oh, damn it. Well, I go where the Cowboys go.
The White House is closed, sir.
Dallas Gentlemen's Club, baby.
The White House is closed, sir.
Stilettos. We're not doing stilettos talk on this air.
Nope.
At least not this week. So, of course, the Zeke thing still happening. Tony Pollard led the Cowboys in rushing Sunday with 26 yards on 6 carries. He also caught 2 passes for 10 yards.
26 yards on 6 carries.
So in the preseason total, he's got 15 carries for 84 yards and a touchdown. He's also caught 3 passes for 19 yards. How do you feel about that?
I'm fine.
What if Zeke doesn't come back?
I'm comfortable.
Comfortable with Troy? Yeah. I mean, Tony?
Tony, yeah.
Whatever his name is?
I'm comfortable.
What about Gallup? Where are you at on Gallup?
I think
That's very distracting, by the way, whatever you have on your computer.
Oh,
Are you watching porn while we're doing the show?
No, it's not porn. It's the good old Florida folks that do stupid shit
I got
that
you.
I like to follow.
He's show prepping for the next segment, which is good. That's admirable. I'm trying to do that too. Devin Smith and Cedric Wilson, the other 2 wide receivers in camp for the Cowboys. Wilson caught 3 passes for 37 yards. Also returned 3 punts for 45 yards on Saturday. Smith led all receivers with 6 catches for 79 yards.
The wide receiving core is the least of our worries right now.
I agree. What about Taco Charlton?
Taco's made a comeback, man.
He is trying to convince people he was not a draft day bust, as we have all said for the last 3 years.
Yep.
He sucks, as Jeb says. However, he is hitting his stride coming out of the preseason. He's going to have a spot on this team. He will be in the rotation. Of course, DeMarcus Lawrence and Tyrone Crawford are also working their way back from injuries.
Yep.
But they'll be healthy come week 1 on September 8th. Robert Quinn's going to be suspended the first 2 games.
Word has it that all of our hurt guys will be ready for
So,
week
dude,
1.
we need Taco Charlton big time. He's got to step up. But he's got a spot in this rotation if he keeps playing the way he has in the preseason. Maybe he finally got it, that this isn't something given to him.
How long are we going to have to wait for Randy Gregory to come back?
As long as it takes. He's petitioned for reinstatement.
So
It's a matter of the
what
NFL.
happened? I mean, Josh Gordon got in.
Yep.
I mean, he got in so damn soon that we didn't have a sticker for him.
I saw
for
y'all
our
had to
draft
handwrite
board.
his name on
Yeah.
the draft board.
I mean, it's crazy. So I'm ready. I'm ready for Randy Gregory because he will. I think he will come back as a man possessed.
No, and he will, dude. He's one of the big talents on this team. So is Charlton. Charlton has shown us nothing over the last 2 years. So, but everyone on the team says they like what Taco's done in the preseason, especially Jerry. He said he's very proud of him. He's come a long way. He's just gotten better and better right before our eyes. So, the other player they were looking at was Donovan Wilson, the rookie safety.
Yep.
They're pretty happy with the way he's played. He's had 2 interceptions this season. I guess he had one last night. So, I don't know what's going to happen with Byron Jones. Byron Jones is injured. Looks like he's going to be injured. They're not real optimistic about his return anytime soon.
Well, the last I heard that they're optimistic about him being back for week 1.
I have not heard that.
I heard that from what I've heard, from what I've read, and I haven't heard. I don't have any secret.
You don't have a secret source?
Nope, I don't have any secret sources like you do, but they believe that he will be back as well as all the rest of the dogs.
Well, injuries are not a concern for the Cowboys overall. Everybody's pretty healthy, with the exception of Byron Jones. He's the only one that I have a question about being ready for opening day.
Yep.
But everybody else is pretty happy. And as far as the safeties go, of course, Jeff Heath and Xavier Woods will be the starters in week 1. We had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Jeff Heath a few weeks ago.
Awesome
and dude couldn't be a nicer guy.
Awesome dude.
You had asked him.
We have both cussed him in our past lives.
Yeah, we have. You asked him very directly, as we were all enjoying a beer at Topgolf. You asked him pretty directly, are you scared of the competition? And he said, you know what, I've been an underdog my entire career. High school, college, the pros.
All the way through.
I wasn't supposed to make any of the teams I was ever on.
Right.
So I've had to prove myself every camp, every year, every day.
And he does, yet do we cuss him on a weekly basis? Normally we do.
Only when he tries to kick a field goal.
I didn't cuss him when he was doing that.
I have no problem with his safety play. He seems a little out of position from time to time, but he's not the fastest guy on the team. But overall, he's a very serviceable.
He will try to knock your head off.
And I will take Heath and Woods as our starting defense the entire year if we have to. I have no problem with that at all. So, so we're ready for the Cowboys week 1. We did get an update for the team an injury update for the team after the preseason game. It was noted that Taco Charlton had a noticeable limp as he walked to the locker room. It's believed to stem from an old ankle injury. He was down early in the game and attended to by medical staff, but was able to return. He says he should be good. Of course, Jaylon Smith did not play. He will not play until week 1.
No.
Garrett has said they're hopeful he can return to practice next week, but I guarantee you that would be a big mistake for him to even practice. He just needs to get loose. He needs to keep working out, and he needs to be on the field September 8th. I do not believe you will see him in the preseason. So, Cowboys. Who's ready for the Cowboys to start playing football?
Woo!
4 people are ready.
All 4 of you. Thank you. This is, 5 people in here?
4 of the 5 people are ready for the Cowboys to play football. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, have some drinks, and probably be about 4 or 5 minutes. Everybody on the podcast, you'll hear it. Everybody here, you'll hear it. The video will not stop.
Nope.
We got to unload a little bit and pay some bills.
Trip over a quart or 2, but
that's okay. It's happened before. So we'll be back right after this from our good friends at the Highlands Performance Golf Center.
The Highlands Performance Golf Center is a proud sponsor of the Drunk Sports Podcast, and now we're giving back to its listeners. In the month of August, reference BigRed or IndyCar Tim to any of our staff members and receive 15% off your individual range bucket. The Highlands Performance Golf Center, located in Carrollton, Texas, is North Dallas's premier practice facility. Visit us at www.highlandspgc.com. And now back to the boys.
Hi, Gordon. What you been up to?
Big things, Fred. I'm a full-time student at bartending college.
Wow. I never had time for a formal education.
Well, I decided to make time, but it's not easy. Bartending college is a 4-week course.
Gee, how far along are you?
Well, let's see. This is Tuesday, the 3rd week. Hey, I'm a junior, and I'm late for a daiquiri lecture. Why don't you join me?
Why not?
Bartending college.
You've already spent enough time on the other side of the bar to qualify for enrollment.
Bartending College.
We'll teach you everything you need to know. You'll get a starter set of bartenders' jokes like,
So I says to the guy, you can stay, but the cow's got to go.
Bartending College.
you'll learn how to roll drunks, water the liquor, and skim the cash register. And remember, as the bartender, you drink for free. Last call for integrity.
Are you struggling with your golf game? Do you not get up and down as frequently as you should? Do you struggle making 6, 7, 8 foot putts? Well, it's because you don't do one thing. Practice. Hi, this is Chris Bussell, General Manager of the Highlands Performance Golf Center in Carrollton, Texas. The Golf Center is North Dallas's premier practice facility. With over 65 grass tees, 2 putting greens, a short game area, and covered heated tees, you can practice your game all year round. Located in Carrollton off Trinity Mills Road between Marsh and Midway, we're open until 10 p.m. 7 days a week. The other services offered at the Highlands Performance Golf Center are club repair, club regripping, club fitting, TPI fitness classes with Chris Orenby, our certified instructor, an 18-hole mini golf course, 2 junior golf instructors that handle all of our clinics and camps, and 6 Class A members of the PGA of America for all your instructional needs. Come see us at the Golf Center or visit the website at www.highlandspgc.com. Now back to Big Red and IndyCar Tim.
Hey guys, it's Gavin Spittle, the hockey hawk of 105.3 The Fan. Every time I listen to the Drunk Sportscast, I want to drop the gloves and go at it. That's how good this show is.
Broadcasting live on location from Two Brothers Bar and Grill in Plano, Texas, you've got the Drunk Sports Podcast.
Welcome back to the Drunk Sports Podcast. I did not even have time to pee because I was discussing what shot I'm doing. Woo! Coming up.
Shot. Come on, Seth. You ready?
Not that there is anything wrong with that, because I'm happy to do that 24/7.
Love this
when my
song.
wife's not around. Yeah, it's a great song, man. You picked this for the return music. I'm digging it.
I do
So we've got
couple things right on occasion.
coming up, we've got our Texas Rangers Mount Rushmore and some fantasy football talk. Before we get into that, though, we wanted to talk about the big the big extension the Cowboys signed this past week. It's not the big one that everyone was looking for. It's not Zeke.
Dude, I'm happy about it, though.
It's not.
I'm happy. We got a
Amari
hometown
Cooper.
discount. The dude, somebody on this team finally realized somebody took a chance. Somebody took a chance.
And he's repaying them.
And he is repaying that.
With
Holy Lord.
a very team-friendly contract extension
Yes,
in
he
the name
is.
of Jaylon Smith. So we are doing
Brother Chappell.
fireball shots on the air.
Brother Chappell, welcome home, brother.
With our
We love you.
Jack
Thank you
Fire.
so much. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
I love that stuff. That is better than fireball. That was a shot of Jack Fire. If you have not had Jack Fire chilled, touch your lips. You are missing out. I don't care if the ladies don't like it. It gets my motor revving.
Get your motor running.
It raises my RPMs and my blood pressure, probably.
Probably, yeah. I mean, you got that issue going on.
I do. We all do.
I may stroke out and die here, but I don't have blood pressure.
I'll
issues.
resuscitate you.
No mouth to mouth.
No, Tammy will do the mouth. Tammy and Lauren can do the mouth to mouth.
One of those two.
I just want to beat the hell out of your
Don't
chest.
have khaki shorts on, but maybe they will.
Well, the table is covered as well. So the Cowboys received a very special present this week on Tuesday by signing stud linebacker Jaylon Smith to a 5-year, $64 million extension. He's only started a total of 22 games since being selected in the second round of the 2016 draft. Of course, because of that knee injury coming out of Notre Dame.
Yep. Dude. Devastating knee injury.
That was an amazing pickup. And there are a lot of people critical How dare you waste that draft pick on somebody that's hurt? He'll never play well again. It's a serious injury. And, yeah, I mean, he sat out his first year and part of the second year. But, dude, he has come on like gangbusters, being one of the –
dude, he's a stud.
Up there with Sean Lee and Van Der Esch, one of the
Wolf
top
Hunter.
Linebackers on this team. And for them to get him
in the
for
league,
the next –
dude, in the league.
I'll even give you that. But it was a steal of a draft pick, and a lot of people were critical. I don't watch a lot of Notre Dame football, so intentionally I don't watch Notre Dame football. But so I wasn't too familiar with him. I watched a little game tape on him as it happened after the draft, and he's good. But dude, I think he's performing even better at an NFL level than what they anticipated, even with a successful knee surgery. He's outperforming everybody.
Yeah, and with Sean Lee at the helm, I think we got great things to come.
So he signed a 5-year, $64 million extension. Comes up just under $13 million a year. So by comparison, he's probably a top 5 linebacker in the league, right? You think? You give him top 5 status, top 10 status? Where are you at on him?
I would probably give him.
Tammy disagrees. Where do you
put him? I don't know about top 5 yet.
Okay.
But I mean, as long as he keeps progressing the way he is, he's definitely top 10. He's definitely top 10.
So by comparison, Scott's going with what? Scott shows him at 8, the 8th best. You know what? That's a pretty good spot for him.
Great minds think alike, son.
That's not a bad spot for him. So by comparison, some of the other highest paid middle linebackers in the league, this is what they're getting per year. The great Bobby Wagner making $18 million a year.
Bobby Wagner.
C.J. Mosley's getting 17. Deion Jones, 14 and a quarter.
Did he pitch for the Rangers?
C.J. Wilson can go to hell.
Oh, it's not him.
Quan Alexander, $13.5 million.
Cornbread.
So Jaylon Smith's deal also provides $35.5 million in total guaranteed money, which is pretty negligible for the position for that term of a contract for a 5-year deal.
We're talking serious hometown discount right now.
Dude, nobody else was going to draft him where the Cowboys did.
He's one dude, and we're going to get into this later, but he is the dude that we should have gotten a hometown discount from. But there's another dude that has run Jerry through the ringer that not that he needs a hometown discount, but should have been on Jerry's side. You know what I'm saying?
No, I trust me, I follow you.
We'll get there later.
We're getting in there, so that we're morphing into that because
all that shit.
Because what we're discussing here is how this Jaylon Smith deal underscores the problem with Ezekiel Elliott.
Yep.
So, of course, we know that Jaylon blew his knee out at Notre Dame, missed his entire rookie year with the Cowboys. Last season, he recorded 121
Nerve
tackles,
damage.
6 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. He's only 24 years old, and he took this deal.
Interception for a touchdown.
Yes, he took this deal. So imagine you're Jaylon Smith in the Cowboys family.
I could.
And you're hearing that Amari wants this much money. Dak wants this much money. Zeke wants this much money. And you're not even really due to sign your new deal for another 2 years after they've already signed theirs.
Well,
Do you think there's going to be a lot of money left?
No, but
for somebody like him?
But the deal is Jerry is a huge loyalty dude. I mean, and almost loyal to a fault. So he likes guys. They're going to draft dudes that they want to be Cowboys. And this dude wants to be a Cowboy.
He loves that star on his helmet.
He loves it. I mean, and just to be a part of it, and man, I couldn't be happier because it proves the point. It proves the point. If you want to be here and you want to be a Cowboy and you want to wear that star, we're not asking for hometown discounts. They're not going to ask for it, but they're not. The Joneses are done paying stupid money. Tony Romo, I loved him. I'm a huge Romo fan, probably a Romo-sexual to an extent, but the man, the Joneses are done with it. The Joneses are done paying stupid money on contracts. Steven knows the salary cap better than anybody.
Dude,
now.
better than anybody in the league. Better than the NFL.
Probably.
So Jaylon Smith is only 24 years old. He's got a huge career ahead of him. He'll be, by the time this contract ends with the Cowboys, he'll be pushing 29, almost 30. So who knows what will happen after that. But I have faith that this next 5 years, dude, and with, of course, Sean Lee's not going to be here much longer, and hopefully he's going to go into coaching and stay with the team. But, dude, between Van Der Esch and Jaylon Smith for the next 5 to 8 years,
I still say
defense.
you pay Sean Lee the same money you'd pay him to play, you pay him to coach, and keep him because nobody watches film. Nobody works harder than he does.
No, Sean Lee's a badass. We know that. So what does all this mean about Ezekiel Elliott? What does all this mean for Ezekiel Elliott? Obviously, he's in Cabo. He's supposed to be back in Dallas now as of yesterday. Yeah, he's back in Dallas. He was in Cabo. Is that where y'all are going, Cabo? Aruba? Is that the same place?
No.
I really don't know.
No.
I suck at geometry.
Yeah.
You're going to Venezuela?
You suck at geology, too, by the way.
Geometry? Geography. What G word is it? We're all drunk.
We're all drunk.
So what does this mean for Ezekiel Elliott? Because he's looking like an idiot holding out after all this money's been offered to him. And, yes, they're offering him a ton of money on a per-year basis. However, sources tell me that Ezekiel Elliott is not unhappy with the dollars per year. It is more of a link thing. And
He wants to be on LinkedIn?
He needs to be on LinkedIn. And it's
I'm a
guaranteed money he's
I'm a
having
gold
an
member
issue
on
with.
LinkedIn, and I still don't get
What does
jobs.
that even mean? A gold member on LinkedIn? Do you pay to be on LinkedIn? You do, don't you? You're one of those dudes that pay. You're a paid member on LinkedIn.
I am.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, you do. We used to stream live on LinkedIn.
You don't have to pay for that.
You don't have to, but I mean.
We still stream on it, just not
Shut up
live.
and keep talking.
Shut up, Lance.
Shut up, Tim.
So the fact that Ezekiel Elliott is causing all of this turmoil, I'm telling you right now, his head needs to be lopped off and he's been put in a box, sent back to Ohio State where they can put it in their trophy case because I'm done with Ezekiel Elliott.
Put it with Ted Williams.
Ted Williams did not go to Ohio State.
No, you can freeze his head and put it with Ted Williams.
Hey, you know what? I have a theory about Ted Williams. I don't think he's really dead.
That's Elvis. We're not talking about Elvis either. But,
Oh.
I mean,
Wait, which one was Ted Williams?
come on, dude.
Was he the
400 hitter?
Oh, the baseball player,
Yeah.
Ted Williams.
Yeah,
My bad. My apologies.
You're good.
You're getting us off topic again, though.
I'm good at that. That's why. Hey, look, he has a stack of papers. I have one. I play short on the sheet.
I'm going to start printing off everything for you that I print
Nope.
off for me.
I don't want it. I like doing this. I like throwing you in the ditch.
So Cowboys owner Jerry Jones had some pretty heated words for Zeke during the holdout.
Zeke who?
He said in an interview when asked about Tony Pollard's performance, somebody asked if he was missing Zeke, and he replied,
Zeke who?
Zeke who?
Yep.
Now, this was funny.
Loved it.
This was a joke, and it was funny. We all laughed. The media laughed. I guarantee you Zeke Elliott laughed.
The whole crew standing around him were laughing at the fact that he said Zeke who.
But his agent came out with a public statement that said, we did not think it was funny. We found it very disrespectful.
And because the pussification of America continues.
I will say to you, sir, you are the only one that found it disrespectful because you were an idiot and you have not let Zeke sign the most recent deal.
Show throat punch
there's
to his.
No freaking way Zeke Elliott found that disrespectful. I guarantee you he giggled.
I'm sure.
So since then, of course, Jerry Jones, when asked about the statement that the agent made, was this disrespectful? He said, you know what? I have earned the right to joke around with Zeke Elliott.
And
I have absolutely earned that right. And I agree.
As we have seen and as we've read, Jerry considers him to the same level that his other problem child, the playmaker, Michael Irvin, they're on the same level. I mean, he's somebody that they can't live without, but at the same time, he's got to learn to take a punch. And
take one for the team.
How
about you be on the team? How about you just be on the team?
They
That's
are
all we
offering
really care
him
about.
stupid money right now.
He'll take it. I guarantee you there is a deal in place. They're just waiting to announce it because Zeke doesn't want to play in the preseason. They have this all worked out. He will be here the first week of September. He will do the walkthroughs and practice for game 1.
Seth,
everything's fine.
Seth, will Zeke be around week 1?
Tuesday for a Sunday game?
Like day after tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, he's already here, right?
He's in town.
Yeah.
He's in town. But
I mean, we were drinking earlier out in Frisco.
You were drinking with
Did you not
Zeke?
see my picture I took from another establishment that's not Two Brothers?
Probably not.
I saw him at the bar.
I was busy.
Remember that picture? Yeah, I saw him at the bar.
Oh, I did, but that was not that was not today.
No, that was not today. But it was the day after he was supposed to have gotten back. So the fact that Zeke is not signing and the fact that Jaylon Smith was more than happy to sign says a lot about the Cowboys. They're willing to work with those who are all in. Jaylon Smith is all in. I have a feeling Zeke is not all in. Elliott remains off the team. The article mentions there's been very little traction made in terms of contract extension talks, but we're pretty sure he's here and he's ready to sign.
But here's the deal, man.
We've moved on from that.
Jerry has made the statement. There is every word he says is a negotiation ploy. So he's not going to say anything that he does not want to skew that negotiation. So it's better to keep his mouth shut, and I love him, and he's doing the right thing.
So what does all this mean? Well, it's not a mistake that Dallas announced Jaylon Smith's new contract extension while Zeke's holding out. That was planned. That is marketing. That is sending a message to his player. He's done that the entire time he has owned the Dallas Cowboys.
So was Zeke who?
Zeke who? Yeah, so, I mean, if we know anything about Jerry, he's not afraid to push back on his players or send a message, especially through the media. Dude, he's a master of the media.
Billions that he has in making stupid decisions. Now, he has made them in the past, but he's done. I believe that.
So prediction on Zeke.
He'll be here week 1.
He'll be ready to play week 1.
Yeah.
All right. I'm right there.
He is not going to miss, dude. He is not going to miss a $250,000 game
check.
He is not going to miss that. I mean, he's not going to miss it earning it.
So I've talked to Fish. You know, players are fined when they don't show up to camp when they're under contract.
So I mean,
it's not a negligible fine either. It's pretty significant. However,
what was Zeke's? $40,000 a day?
I think it was closer to 60.
Okay,
$60,000 a day while you're not in camp.
So
is it 40? Is it 40? Okay. Oh, but the league also fines him. So there's 2 separate fines. Ish. I know, and trust me, I know where you're going with that. So according to Fish, yes, those fines accrue. That money accumulates. But historically, when the player signs, reports to camp, that's just sort of swept under the rug.
That's fine.
So it's like, why is the fine even there? What's the point? Is it for the no-nonsense players who don't have the multi-million-dollar deal back in the day, and it's sort of grandfathered in now?
I mean,
for those guys that were going to miss
your league
$2-3 grand.
Your league minimum guys are not going to miss a day.
Yeah, but you're also hitting them in the wall when you do the Zeke Who shit.
Right.
That Zeke Who shit is probably more effective than the fine.
Zeke Who should be out there printing T-shirts that says hashtag Zeke Who.
Maybe we need to make T-shirts.
Yeah.
Zeke Who.
Get on that. Hashtag Zeke Who. Let's do that. All right. Well, we all know how we feel about Zeke, about the Cowboys, about the preseason. But, Lance, there was a very special event in this exact room that we are in right now today. And we need to talk about that.
Oh, really?
Everyone's about to draft their fantasy football team. Some of them did it today.
And if you drafted Andrew Luck yesterday, then you're screwed.
Yeah, we're going to get into Andrew Luck talk later. That's a cluster F right there, man.
If you drafted Andrew Luck yesterday, the day before,
where'd
the day
the girls
before
go?
that, you are – who cares?
You go change each other's tampons?
Who cares?
There she is.
Hi.
Love you. Thank God someone's putting my kids to bed. You putting your kids to bed or my kids to bed?
My kid's 25 years old. She's fine.
So fantasy football season is kicking off, and I, for the first time in about 22 years, am not playing. I'm taking a year off. Mainly because the team that I've been in for 22 years decided I won too much. It wasn't even a money league.
You are not in the right league, son.
I won all the time. Who's calling me? Oh, my kid's calling me.
Oh,
I'll let her answer that. So for the first time, I will go into the NFL season and watch every week, not giving a crap about personal stats. And that's going to be invigorating.
I can fix that.
Why?
Because I'll find another league just to bust your ass.
I don't want to be in another league. I'm taking a week off. So, Lance, why don't you tell us a little bit about your fantasy football team, your league.
Nobody wants to hear about my team, but you know what?
Everybody does.
I
saw your board. I'm not impressed.
You're not?
No.
No, you're not?
I'm not impressed.
So I had the 10th pick. I had the 10th pick in the draft of 12 teams.
And you chose.
So last year, I had the number 1 pick. And thinking that the whole Zeke Elliott thing that we're going through this year would happen, I took Le'Veon Bell.
You drafted Le'Veon Bell first overall.
I took him first overall last year. This year, he fell to me at 10, and it hurt my gut. But I took him. I did. I took him, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
So you have Le'Veon Bell was your first pick on your team.
Yep.
Which I will go on record right now and say, what were you smoking? I don't know if you know this or not. Le'Veon Bell is not in Pittsburgh anymore.
I know that.
You were aware of that.
I'm aware of it. Am I happy about it? No.
Le'Veon Bell did not have frostbite. That was Antonio Brown. Who's also
wrong
in Cabo.
dude. Not at Pittsburgh.
So you realize that he's with the Jets now.
Yep.
Under the direction
Jets. I'm still going to suck.
Under the direction of Adam Gase.
Crazy eye.
With Sam Darnold handing the ball off and potentially throwing to him.
They're not looking too bad, dude. So the over-under on the Jets.
Yes.
Games won this year is 7.5 from what I understand.
Okay.
I think that's a good over bet.
And you think that's because?
Johnny, good over bet? Jets, 7.5.
For wins?
Yes.
Oh, no, I got the under.
No, I'm taking the over. Well, I mean, Bell could throw too, but I mean. Dude, don't fuck with my draft any more than it's already been fucked with, please.
Well, it's over. The draft's over. So you chose Le'Veon Bell.
Yep. And when I win the damn cup back again this year, and I will, because I am a waiver wire genius, when that happens, you, sir, can pay my tab next year at the draft.
Dude, you are going to need some waiver wire geniusness.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
You got Julio Jones. You got Aaron Jones. However, your next pick is highly questionable for your quarterback.
You don't like Deshaun Watson?
No, I don't like Deshaun Watson.
Okay, don't like him. I don't
For
give a shit.
fantasy stats?
Dude, he was like the number 2 quarterback behind Mahomes last year.
But he plays in Houston.
It's still the
He's
armpit.
got no offensive line. We saw that last night.
Hence, he will run, and he needs to throw quick.
All right, Duke Johnson, I don't mind that pick. That's not bad.
That's the handcuff with Watson.
That's all right. But, dude, I got to tell you,
What else you got?
man.
What else you got? I got an answer for all of it.
I don't know. Dude, Westbrook.
Diddy Westbrook? He's the
Yes.
He's the only thing that homeboy at what's his name at Jacksonville, Jeb, give it to me. The
Nick
quarterback,
Foles?
Nick Foles. He's the only thing Nick Foles has got right now, offensively.
But Nick Foles also doesn't have an offensive line in Jacksonville.
Hence, he will throw quick.
Well, you better hope so. You got Corey Davis as your other wide receiver.
Don't worry about him.
And then, by the way, you picked Kiki Kuti.
Yes, I did.
and Corey Davis ahead of Michael Gallup.
Kiki Kute to handcuff with Deshaun Watson.
Well, you're lucky that Michael Gallup was still there for your third wide receiver.
You don't worry about that shit, dude.
And then I can't believe, after everything you have said on the air and off the air, that you would draft in your fantasy league to put on your fantasy team
Rapelessberger.
Ben Rapelessberger.
I did because I've had the dude forever, and he's solid. He's solid.
That is highly questionable, sir.
This is not.
How much have you had to drink
This is not
when that draft happened?
This is not Lebertard show. You cannot bring up highly questionable.
How many beers have you had when you drafted Ben Rapelessberger?
This is 3 buckets.
Ben Rapelessberger. Yeah, I'm going to have to.
You know what? They got different buy dates. I ain't going to worry about picking one up, and I'll drop that son of a bitch as soon as I'm done.
All right. Kyle Rudolph, I like. I don't mind the Chargers defense. Nothing wrong with that. You know what? Vance McDonald with the Steelers, which you'll never play him because apparently y'all don't have to have a tight end in your league.
Nope.
What's the point? Why do you have a tight end that you have to draft him if you're not ever going to play him?
Because unlike other teams, I take the best one on the board,
Right.
son.
Yeah, why don't you pick Zach Ertz over freaking Aaron Jones?
Zach Ertz went way too early. Somebody drafted, oh, my ball, Zach Ertz, before he was due to come up.
Oh, my ball, Zach Ertz.
Yep.
That's pretty amazing there.
Another great team name, if you have Carson Wentz and Zach Ertz, is I only Wentz when my ball's Zach Ertz.
So who in your league drafted Patrick Mahomes?
That would be.
And how high did he go?
The Greyhounds. It was like second round, wasn't it, Seth?
Second round, first pick.
Well, actually, it was second round. It would have been the last pick.
So was he the number 1 quarterback in your league last year?
Yes.
Mahomes was? He was in most leagues.
Like 150 points, scored more. He scored 150 points.
So are you aware that there has not been a quarterback in the last decade to repeat as the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football?
I didn't draft him. So why are you telling me this?
I'm saying maybe you should have.
Baker Mayfield was picked over him.
Okay, I probably would have done that. You know what? I'd have done that. I'd have taken Mayfield
really?
over. For fantasy, yes.
That is why you're not in our league, son.
You just said you wanted me in your league.
I did. I love donations.
Additionally, there's never been a quarterback with a TD rate over 8% who didn't drop at least 2% the following season. Mahomes is a virtual lock to lose 8 to 15 touchdowns off his 2018 total.
It's fine.
So I don't know who that dude is, but I hope he loses.
I didn't take Mahomes.
I hope he loses.
I didn't.
Who picked Aaron Rodgers?
That would be probably the Steamers. Steamers took the Cleveland Steamers. Look it up on Yep. Hey,
I already know what it is. I don't have to look it up.
Look it up on the Urban
I
Dictionary.
think Lauren should look it
It's
up.
a great team. It's
Cleveland
a great team
Steamers.
name. As is
The Cincinnati necktie.
the Vinegar Strokes. Have you ever looked up Vinegar Strokes?
Yes.
Okay. I'm fine with Deshaun.
Yes, we
That's
talked
why I
about
got-
that
hey,
last night at Driveway Drinking.
I'm even better with Deshaun because I got Rapelessberger.
Let's see. So Aaron Rodgers was next on my list to talk about. He's never finished worse than a QB2 when he plays a full season without a broken leg, which who thinks that's going to happen this year? He may not break his leg, but he will not finish the entire season. In fact, last year with that broken leg, he still had the second highest yardage and threw only 2 picks. So he's not done. If you want, so take Rodgers over Mahomes, right?
I didn't take Mahomes.
I know. I'm trying to conversate
what
with
are you. Grilling me for?
I'm conversating with you.
Hey, I'm just telling you this.
We're consummating our podcast
We're
right
not
now on the
consummating
air.
shit. But I'm going to tell you this. Aaron Rodgers has the greatest porn stash in the league.
He does right now, and he's wearing that all denim, too. Yeah, he shaved his, though, right? Yeah, maybe we should do that. Let's vote on the greatest porn stash
greatest
current
porn
NFL
stash.
quarterbacks. Because I had one that was pretty good back in the day.
Aaron Rodgers wins.
My porn stash ruled. Okay. Isn't that what porn's all about?
Dude, it took you 48 years to grow that beard.
Who drafted in your league Matt Ryan? Nobody drafted Matt Ryan?
Matt
How many
Ryan
teams
was
in your league?
drafted. He was drafted. He was drafted.
What, do you have 12 teams?
Yep. He was drafted. He was drafted. I don't know who did it, but I remember fucking clicking him off. Matt Ryan was drafted.
Matt Ryan only has 3 games in the entire season this year.
I got
that are
Julio
outside,
Jones. You don't like Matt
that are
Ryan?
outside. So that bodes well for his fantasy numbers.
And I was trying to get him, but he did not fall to me.
He has also been in some leagues over the last 3 years the number 1 fantasy quarterback. Did anyone take Carson Wentz in your league?
Yes, Carson Wentz was taken.
That's unfortunate.
Carson, I can't play more than 10 games a year Wentz.
Yeah, I don't know who would draft him. He's not going to play a full season. I'm not even going to bother with these notes because they're all stupid.
You didn't ask me for notes. I'd have given you notes.
What? Well, your notes are what you just did today. You're supposed to already have the notes because you had your actual draft.
But
we were going to go there, but you said you didn't want to. Nobody wants to hear about my fantasy draft.
No, nobody does, especially Jeb.
You leaving? How am I getting home? Okay. I'll
Looks
Uber.
like- What? Hey,
Everyone's leaving us.
Let's wrap this up. I want to jump into something real quick.
Oh, with Jeb.
We
with
have
Gerb. We got to talk to Gerb.
We have a guy real quick. Let's jump into the PGA Tour.
Gerb, can you come on for just a couple minutes?
Give us a couple of minutes, brother. We got John
You can talk
Gerber in the
right.
house from
This is your mic right here.
Okay.
It's the same
the
one you had
Highland
before, so
Performance
you got to
Golf
get
Center.
right into it.
And
If you want to, you just
I mean, if
Yeah,
you want,
whatever you wanna do.
If you want to sing a solo, I mean, shit. You can sing a solo and put us.
there you go.
My singing's not real good.
He likes to hold
No.
it.
He likes to hold it before he puts it in his mouth.
Oh God, Jesus. Yeah, so Lance wanted
family show, guys.
Lance wanted to talk a little
No,
golf with
it's
you.
not because
before
all
you
the
left.
families are gone. So, but anyway, let's talk about the Tour Championship. Okay. I know that we had new format, and JT went in with a 2-stroke lead and faltered heavily. And we know from past conversations that you are not a big fan, but
of Justin. No, Koepka was.
Mr. Koepka.
Yeah.
We know that's out there, and but he won it, right?
No, Rory McIlroy won.
Rory McIlroy won.
Oh, see, I was too busy doing my damn podcast. So
Yeah,
tell me,
So, you know, I think they've tried to play around with this end of the year thing and trying to find out what their goal is to keep the higher end players engaged in the tournament.
Yep.
Okay, so do you think the best player all year won? I mean, you have to look at it a few different ways. Do they accomplish their goals in terms of getting the higher name players engaged and continue to play? Yes.
Yes.
The best player all year didn't win.
No, sir. No, sir.
You're looking
Did
at
not.
a guy didn't win a major. Now,
Nope.
he had a couple wins that were great,
Right.
but they didn't sector out the best player that's played
So-
the best all year.
Right. So it's still a work in progress. Rory, did he win? He won the Players.
Roy won the Players.
He won the Players.
and he won Wyndham, I believe.
He's the first ever since FedEx Cup to win the Players and the FedEx Cup.
Yeah,
ever.
but well, Tiger won the FedEx Cup and he won the Players, so that's not true. So he's the first person to win. Him and Tiger are the first person to win the FedEx Cup twice. That's what the deal was. But they structured it now a bit like the NCAA tournament. 90% of the time, the team that wins the NCAA tournament is probably not the best team it's won all year, right? It's probably not the best team.
Scoot
all
in
year.
here a little bit so
Okay.
people can see you.
Okay. So we'll scoot in.
There you go.
So let's look at it a couple different ways. Well, next year is going to change a little bit too because the Olympics are next year.
Right.
So how's that going to affect some things? I think the format's going to stay. They're going to keep it next year.
I like the format. I like the staging people as they win, because then we're not talking about who wins the tournament and who wins the cup.
You know,
I mean,
to be honest
it's all
with you,
or nothing.
It's a little hokey, in my opinion.
It is, but I mean, but it's all or nothing.
I just, you know, I don't know. I think there's a couple other options that they can do. I think that was this a success? If you pull the 30 players that were playing, it's 50-50.
Probably.
15% probably loved it. The other 15% didn't. Okay, so you're looking at a guy. I mean, Tiger won the Masters, but he's not in the Tour Championship. What's that? It's not about the money. You're missing the point. This isn't about the money. So my point is this: did it single out the best player that's played all year?
No, I don't think it did. No,
I don't think it did either.
The FedEx Cup winner was not the best player on the tour this year. No.
Mm-hmm. Did they accomplish their goal in keeping the bigger name players engaged? Yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
So in that aspect,
absolutely.
It's a win. I think they're going to tweak it. I don't know how they're going to tweak it yet. I think they're going to make 2 or 3 different scenarios. I don't know how they're going to do it yet.
Right.
I don't.
Well, I'm sorry that I missed the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was.
Well, you had fantasy football.
I didn't watch it either. I was out. I was out playing golf myself, and it was a spring day here. It was only 105, so it was a little bit. The weather was a little bit better.
Everybody has to get their own. Everybody has to get their own.
So do I think it's a success in terms of TV ratings, intrigue, things like that? Yes. Did it? If their goal was to single out the best player all year, I don't think they did it.
That's what it's meant to do, right?
Theoretically.
Is.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
but for Rory started today. Started the week. He was, what was he, 3rd or 4th?
4th, I think he was.
Yeah. So I mean, so he was 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes back.
Yeah. I'm not saying this is right, but Brooks Koepka is going to win the Player of the Year, even though
He
Rory
will.
McIlroy.
He will.
I mean, right? So they're singling out. Now, do they separate that as, okay, Brooks Koepka as the Player of the Year has been the best player all year in a whole collective scenario? Maybe. I don't know. It's
tough to vote against him.
I think it's confusing to a lot of people.
I do not like the tag that he had on his damn shoe. I still ain't figured that out. I mean, it's like Minnie Pearl wearing the tag on her hat at the Grand Ole Opry.
We love Minnie Pearl.
I love Minnie Pearl, but it still looks stupid.
Well, they're if they pay him, he'll wear it.
Right.
Those stupid hats and
I mean,
fancy colors and stuff.
Listen, I thought it was pretty. No, I just don't. I think it's going to take a little time to adjust.
They'll figure it out,
right? Yeah, and next year is going to be interesting too with the Olympics. I mean, that's just going to be another scenario.
You got the Olympics. You got the Ryder Cup.
And I think they hit it perfect, changing the PGA to the spring. So you have about a 4 or 5 month stretch there that you have, maybe 6 months, that you have the Players Championship, the PGA, or the Players Championship, Masters, PGA. So every 4 weeks you have something that's worth a shit.
You got something to sit and watch. Yes.
And these guys are grinding. Now, does it hurt towards the end of the year? Maybe. But again, I really think their number one goal was we're not competing with football.
No.
That was their.
They want to get it out of the way.
They're losing ratings.
Get it out of the way.
They don't want to compete with the NFL.
Who does? Nobody does. MLB doesn't want
the big
to.
whale on the ocean, but they ain't nobody going to mess with, and they never will. So that was their goal. It worked. Format, like I said, it'll go to a committee the next 2 or 3 years. How do you do it? I don't think that the players want to look at a leaderboard and say, hey, I'm -10. Or I have a 2-shot lead over XYZ and then stagger down. I think that's going to change. That's just my opinion.
Well, I do agree, but I did like the situation they had it in to where once the week started, you knew who won the tournament was going to win the cup. That's the part I did like, because like last year, Tiger won the tournament, but Justin Rose won the Cup.
I like that format better. I like it better. I like that because
you don't know.
Well, it gives the person
But I
who's
mean-
played good all year. The chance to get all year.
You
That's
need-
played well all year, right?
You need a Stephen Jones in the damn booth to be able to decipher what the hell's going on as far as who got what points
And everything.
who's running where. I mean,
Let's look at it this way: the guys that were even par 1, 2, or 3, and they're down 8 shots, and these all 30 of these
start.
guys,
Yeah,
they have no chance.
Right.
As much as they want to think, oh, they got a chance,
but
there's
still,
no way
but,
in hell
but,
they have
but
a chance.
30th place still won just shy of $500,000.
But that doesn't matter. The money's they're not.
It's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant
to those guys.
They're making so much
that
money.
already make millions on top of it.
But the guy who's 30th doesn't have a chance that 10 shots back to these players that are so good. They don't. People can say all they want. Oh, we're getting to you, and it's a staggered scenario. No. But the Tour Championship is a tournament in its own right.
Yep.
Start from scratch. Keep your FedEx points the way it is. You played great all year. There's a FedEx Cup champion, and there's a Tour Championship champion, right?
I'm glad that I don't have to talk to you every day because you would change my mind in a minute on a lot of shit. So
Did he just change your mind?
no, he hasn't completely. But if I sit here and talk to him for another 15 or 20
Then he
minutes,
might.
he probably would. I mean, I'm gullible. So
Like I said, the Tour Championship is a tournament in its own entity,
yes, absolutely.
right? So you're starting a tournament in its own entity, 10 shots back, you don't have a chance.
No, you don't. No, and so yeah.
It's like starting a NASCAR
So
race 10 laps down.
So maybe they combine the two, and they still give that first place
I
guy
gotcha.
a 2-stroke lead to start for the FedEx Cup, but you still play stroke play.
Why don't you just stagger the points for the FedEx Cup and just everybody start from scratch and get staggered points?
Why don't you break every tournament up like they do NASCAR races? Let's fuck it up even further.
I mean,
Let's not fuck it up any more than what it already is, because I'm already confused.
I'll go out
Yeah,
on a limb
right.
and say after next year they're not going to do it this way. I just don't
Pretty
think.
short limb, I think.
I just don't think.
Yeah.
They'll try it, which is fine. They're innovative that way, and that's fine.
Is the PGA the smartest organization in sports for trying something like this?
It's the largest sports
Yes,
organization.
yes.
Period.
But are they the smart? I believe that they are the smartest because
listen, the PGA
Smart for trying it.
they'll
no.
cut bait and run.
The
I
PGA
mean,
Tour and the PGA are different. We've talked about this before.
yeah, we
the
have.
PGA of America
Right.
and the PGA Tour are two different sectors.
entities altogether, right?
Listen, they tried it. I just don't think it's going to work. I just don't think the guys at its 30th, and you're going to get the same scenario. The guys that's coming in at its 30th is going, okay, I don't really have a chance. I'm just going to go playing through the motions and try to make an extra $200,000. Well, that's an irrelevant point to them.
Right. No, I get you, but my point is that the PGA Tour, in doing this, is smarter than the other professional tours that we have because they'll give it a chance.
No doubt.
They'll at least throw it out there, drop them on the table. Let's see who.
Sure.
Let's see who does what and see what happens.
You know, schedule changing and getting sponsors in the Olympics now, and I mean, they're always trying to create, new buzzes and new scenarios. Their number one goal this year was we don't want to compete with the NFL. And they've shut everything down before the NFL starts.
Nobody will ever fault them for that, brother.
They're smart.
Nobody will ever fault
That's
them for
smart.
that. Nobody will ever fault them for that.
I haven't really looked at the schedule for next year, but obviously, again, with the Olympics and things like that, Tour Championship, I don't know where it moves.
Yep.
But that was their goal, and they did it.
They did. Thank you so much, John Gerber, for stepping up and talking to us, man.
My pleasure, guys.
It was awesome. Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys.
We love you. Highland Performance Golf Center top teacher, John Gerber. We love you. Hey, we will talk about the Gerber BigRed project. We will hit that. Yep, that's my coach, man.
I know.
He's my
I got
coach.
you.
He's my coach.
Yeah, so of course, Mr. John Gerber that just had us on. You can also hear him on this podcast frequently when we do golf previews, golf reviews. He is our local PGA teaching pro. He is at the
He is a
Highlands
genius.
Performance Golf Center, one of their top teaching
He is
pro.
a genius.
You can find them at highlandspgc.com.
He has screwed my swing up beyond anybody, but we're going to fix it.
And you can reach him by phone at the Highlands Performance Golf Center at 972-733-4111.
Dude, you got that down, baby.
You know what?
You got that down. I'm
let John
glad I
help
ain't got to
you.
remember it. I can't remember my birthday after I do the show.
Let John help you get you where your golf game should
Bam.
be.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to do that myself. So, hey, we had some fantasy football talk. We had some golf PGA Tour talk that Lance insisted, and that probably was the best segment of the entire show so far. We've got
As it
some
will always
Texas
be.
Rangers Mount Rushmore coming up. Who was on your Texas Rangers Mount Rushmore? We're going to talk about that. Here's coming up, but we got another quick break we've got to give to you. So we will be right back live from Two Brothers Bar and Grill in Plano, Texas.
Hi, friends. It's Chris Bussell, General Manager of the Highlands Performance Golf Center in Carrollton, Texas. The Golf Center is North Dallas's premier practice facility. With over 65 grass tees, 2 putting greens, a short game area, and covered heated tees, it's the best place to practice your game all year round. Come see us in Carrollton, Texas, off Trinity Mills Road, halfway between Marsh and Midway, or visit the website at www.highlandspgc.com. Now back to Big Red and IndyCar Tim.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Honest Ed's Used Cars, where every car we sell is backed by an ironclad guarantee that is so complete and comprehensive that we really don't see any need to put it in writing. And remember Honest Ed's motto, if any used car dealer anywhere in the country says he can sell you the same car cheaper than we will, then he's even a bigger liar than I am.
The Highlands Performance Golf Center is a proud sponsor of the Drunk Sports Podcast, and now we're giving back to its listeners. In the month of August, reference Big Red or IndyCar Tim to any of our staff members and receive 15% off your individual range bucket. The Highlands Performance Golf Center, located in Carrollton, Texas, is North Dallas's premier practice facility. Visit us at www.highlandspgc.com. And now back to the boys.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through, but when it's time to relax, Miller stands clear. Beer after beer. If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer. If you've got the time.
Great idea, Lauren.
Broadcasting live on location from Two Brothers Bar and Grill in Plano, Texas. You've got the Drunk Sports Podcast.
What is up, drunk dudes and dolls and drunk sports podtards? We are still live from Two Brothers Bar and Grill in Plano, Texas. We're wrapping things up here shortly, but we've got a few things we still need to discuss. We got into the subject last week of the Texas Rangers. Of course, Josh Hamilton being inducted into their Hall of Fame. Not a jersey retirement, a Hall of Fame induction.
He deserves to be there.
So we got on that subject, and then somehow we got on the subject of the Texas Rangers Mount Rushmore and who we would put in the Texas Rangers Mount Rushmore. And we had some difference of opinion there, and we had a lot of drunk sports podtards message us on Twitter.
We don't have a difference of opinion about anybody.
Yeah, I think we do. And then we had some message us on our Facebook page. And there were some shocking people that they wanted to include. Jeb, talking to you. I was trying to pull up your message. But anyway, you know, you and I were talking last week, and I think we agreed on two, right? We knew we were going to have two of the same.
Probably.
Of course, we were discussing that's iffy, and I'll tell you why. Nope, not even on the list.
Nope. Love him.
Could be.
Great dude.
An argument can be made for Jim Sundberg. Who'd you say? Adrian Beltre. There's no question. Adrian Beltre.
Not Elvis.
Is on he's on is he on yours? Your Mount Rushmore?
Elvis?
Beltre.
Beltre, yes.
So we got one. We have Beltre. Someone mentioned Elvis Andrus.
No.
And I will tell you, Lance says no. I say let's wait till the end of his career, see how long he's here, see what he does.
We're talking about right now, though. What can you do for me now?
Then no. I don't
what
put
can
him
you
on
do
right
for
now.
me right
What have
effing
you
now?
done for me lately? Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah. So this is not karaoke night, son.
Oh. Well, it is in there, I think.
Well,
I think
it
they're
may
doing
be.
in there.
You want to go sing later on?
I do. I am.
All right, we'll do it.
As soon as this is done. So, we have
find
Adrian
somebody to break
Beltre.
this shit down for us, and we'll
We
go
also
sing.
mentioned
Not today's. From
all time.
here back.
All time.
From here back.
You can base it on whatever you want because it's your Mount Rushmore. Tammy wants to put Jim Sundberg in. I don't have a problem with that.
Sonny's a great dude, man.
He's not on mine.
But is he on my Mount Rushmore? No.
Yeah, he has to be like the bottom statue or the bottom place, right?
So what we need to determine right now, off the top, before we go any further, are we talking about just players?
Yes, we are only doing players, not executives.
Because mine is everybody.
Jeb included
Executives.
the same dude I did in Tom Vandergriff. If you're including executives and
Tom
owners and
Vandergriff,
managers.
the greatness, he was the mayor of Arlington, bringing in the Washington Senators, brought them into Texas. He is the dude that made that happen. So, yes, to me, he is the George Washington of our Mount Rushmore.
So, hey, here's a bit of trivia for you based on Tom Vandergriff talk. So, the Rangers moved
I used
here
to work for him, by the
in
way.
71 from
Yep.
Washington.
Yep.
Did you know that he tried to bring another existing major league team here
I didn't have that.
in the late 60s?
No.
When there was a Major League Baseball franchise in the city of Kansas City that was ready to move to Oakland, he tried desperately to get the A's to move
The
to
Athletics?
Arlington. Charlie
Kansas
Finley,
City
the owner of
Athletics.
the A's, desperately wanted them to move to North Texas. Major League Baseball squashed it. It was not to be. So the swinging A's, instead of coming to North Texas, went to the thriving metropolis of Oakland, California.
Welcome to Moneyball.
We almost had the Texas A's. How would you have felt about that? The Arlington A's. That would be an awesome logo right there.
And I had a very close personal friend of mine play select ball when he was growing up, whenever we were growing up. Played for the Arlington A's, was a pitcher, Mr. Keith Barnes.
What's wrong with this picture?
You're out of beer. Sweet Lou, we need some beer, baby. Please.
She said, all right.
All right, Dan.
So, Mount Rushmore, Texas Rangers. We agree on Beltre.
Yep.
We both have Beltre. Another name that came up was.
But we're only going with players.
Just players,
So,
yes.
So I can't do Mr. Vandergriff.
Nope, no Vandergriff.
There's one of those buckets is mine. Don't
Yeah,
run
make
off
sure you
the
bring one of those back.
So I can't do Mr. Vandergriff, and I'm telling you,
We talked about Pudge.
I worked for Mr. Vandergriff, so it's very difficult for me not to include him.
If I pull this, does stuff happen?
Please don't.
Or do I have to have a key for it?
No, you just pull it hard enough, it'll go off, and
That would be bad.
Sweet Lou will get mad at us, and we'll have to leave. But so no. Oh, side boob action.
Maybe I should.
Nope, you shouldn't. No, stop. That's like a 70s porn star boob right there.
You
Stop.
wish.
So, anyway, back to the Rushmore.
We're trying.
It's an image I can't get out of my head.
So I
can't
brought up
think straight
Pudge.
right now. Thanks.
We got Beltre in.
Thanks. Beltre's in.
He's a no-brainer.
So,
what about
all right.
Pudge?
Pudge is, to me, based on some stories that I've heard about the man that he is, and that's, to me, it's all-encompassing. It's not just the player that you are, it's the man that you are.
Okay, that's your Mount Rushmore. That's your criteria.
Mine.
Okay.
Stories that I've heard about Pudge. Pudge is on the fence for me. Was he a great player? Yes. Was Wando a great player? Yes. He was a great player. But he was not a man – Wando was not a man of that doesn't look good, does it?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Wando
No.
he was not a man of the community. So neither one of those are high on my list. Michael Young.
MY10.
To me, the face of the franchise. His number will be retired next weekend, and it should be. It should
Agreed.
be. Because he was the face of the franchise. So
you have Beltre and Young.
I got Beltre and Young.
Who else?
As a player, shit, man, it's tough because I want to throw Nolan in. But Nolan, to me, not so much as a player, but as an executive.
Right.
Right?
See, I agree with that.
Right. You're right. So
I wouldn't put him in as a player. I'd put him in as an executive, and we're not doing executives today.
Fuck.
So
he was one of the greatest players of all time. But for us,
we have an argument off
for
camera
us.
and off mic for Nolan Ryan. He was a wonderful ambassador for the
He got
game.
us away from Tom Hicks.
Hey, what did I say? What did I say last week? When I said I thought about putting him in mine, and you disagreed. I said I feel because you said he wasn't here long enough, and I said,
As a
well, I
player-
feel like Nolan Ryan when he came here in '89. He only played here 4 years. For what? 4 or 5 years. That's it. But he brought national notoriety
Yep.
to a Rangers team that at the time had none, that nobody gave a flip about.
Yep.
He pitched 2 no-hitters. He got his 5,000th strikeout here.
Which I was at the game. I was at that game.
And he beat the crap.
I was at that game. 5,000 strikeout. I was at that game.
Prove it.
Me and my 2 sweet mates
Oh.
at Carswell Air Force Base.
2 sweethearts?
Sweet mates.
I don't know what that means.
We shared a
Shared a suite?
restroom at a dorm at Carswell Air Force Base.
You shared.
No.
Oh.
Dude,
It
you're
wasn't
so crooked.
sexual.
No.
Okay. I believe you. I was watching it on TV.
We were there and sitting in old Arlington Stadium.
Remember who was calling the game?
Oh, probably not.
Mark Holtz.
I wasn't listening to the game, but
and
yes,
Norm
it was Mark Holtz.
Hitzkiss.
Nami.
All right, so as a player though, I don't put Nolan in. I would love to put him in as an executive.
Yes. So,
but as a player, Scott's leaving because he's pissed.
so my Mount Rushmore, including executives.
We're not including executives.
I know, but I'm gonna throw it out there.
Oh, jeez.
Tom
That's why
Van,
we have 2-hour episodes.
Tom Van Griff, Nolan Ryan,
John Daniels,
Mike Young, shut up, and who was my 4th?
Eddie Stanky.
Eddie Stanky coached 1 game.
Well, I was just watching your laptop.
I know, and that was one game. Hey, he did have the best win-loss record of any
1-0.
Ranger manager. 1-0. The man wanted to go home and see his wife, so he quit.
Poor Eddie.
So, but yeah, I don't remember the 4th, but it was important, and I'm sorry.
So Lance's Mount Rushmore of Texas Rangers includes 3 people.
Just three.
And that's fine. But clearly there's not 4 that he's considering. So I will say, as an executive, yes. I would put George on there as an executive all day long. Do you want me to do executives? Let's do executives.
Hit it.
Tom Vandergriff, George W. Bush, Nolan Ryan,
No.
and John Hart. John Hart.
Dude, the golf shirt, no.
John Hart.
No.
It's my Mount Rushmore. You
I
can't
don't
say
give a
no.
shit. You can't. I will not
I don't
allow
like
you.
John Hart.
I will not allow you to have John Hart.
I don't
on
like John Hart.
Our Mount Rushmore.
Here's 2 things. This isn't ours. This is mine. You're supposed to have your own, but you couldn't think of anybody.
The golf shirt, you really? As Mr. Galloway used to call him, the golf shirt.
I hate John Hart with a passion.
Really,
But
you're going to have him on your Mount
he was
Rushmore.
instrumental in the late 90s Texas Rangers.
Number 1,453 reasons why I will not have this man as my co-host next season.
And he also brought John Daniels into this organization.
Really? After the rant you had on your birthday about John Daniels?
That was in April. I have since then sobered up and actually met John Daniels and had a beer with John Daniels.
We did last Sunday.
So, yes, my opinion on John Daniels has changed drastically because, dude, he's a cool dude.
He's cool.
And he begged me to pay for our beers, and I was like, nope, I'm buying your beer, and I'm keeping the damn receipt. Will you sign it for me? He's like, sure. So I have my beer and his beer on a receipt with his signature on it.
What happened to mine?
And he said,
no,
thanks,
wait,
Tim.
no, time out. What happened to mine? I was standing right there.
Your what?
Why didn't you pay for mine?
I did pay for your beer.
No.
But that was with C.J. Nitkowski. Yeah, by the way, I also got to hang out with C.J. That was pretty badass.
Dude.
Dude, we should do a Mount Rushmore of broadcasters for the Rangers.
Later.
Mark Holtz, Eric Nadel, C.J. Nitkowski, and Tom Grieve. What about Tom Grieve as an executive?
Tom Grieve as an executive, I'm in.
All right. So Lance has given his 3 people for his Mount Rushmore because he doesn't own the real estate.
I'm picking.
Lance does not own the real estate that I own.
I'm picking.
My mountain is clearly larger than his, and I have room for more people. Right?
No, you got 4.
Yeah,
get 4
but you
people.
only had 3.
That's fine. You get 4, no more.
So
Mount Rushmore is
all right. So
4
next time, we are riding through Sturgis, through the Black Hill Mountains, and me and Lauren are right behind Scott and Tammy on the Harleys. We're going to turn that corner and see the lights on Mount Rushmore.
And I'm driving my Yugo.
And I am going to see Adrian Beltre, Michael Young, Pudge Rodriguez, and Josh Hamilton.
Dude, really? You gonna throw Pudge in there?
Second greatest Ranger of all time.
After what he did to you.
See, I'm not holding personal grudges against my Mount Rushmore.
I do.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
Of course I do, man.
Yeah. Over at Crazy Horse, we'll put Nolan Ryan up there up in Sturgis.
I do.
I'm shocked that you remembered that.
Dude, that skewed my opinion of Pudge.
It did mine for a while.
Because I want my Mount Rushmore to be great ball players, and better human beings.
Right.
And there's not a just that skewed me, and I'm out.
So for those of you listening who don't remember my personal story with Pudge Rodriguez, I was a bartender at Humperdinck's on Northwest Highway in the late 90s to the early aughts. Used to see a lot of the Dallas Stars. Hull would come in with Madonna and Belfour. Belfour and Hull would get drunk off their ass. Madonna would have to drive them home and pay their tab. Happened about twice a month. Pudge Rodriguez would come in occasionally with his little posse. He came in one night with his fanny pack. I love you, Pudge. But even in 1999, fanny packs were not a thing.
Nope.
He came in with his fanny pack and his little entourage. They sat at the bar. He could not have been more
had
rude to me.
A merce.
He could not have been more rude
Champagne
to me.
Pudge had a merce.
His friends and the girls that were with them were awesome, man. I loved waiting on them. They all tab out. It's about 1:30 in the morning on a Friday. We closed at 2. Pudge signs the tab, and they leave. And I'm cleaning the bar. I look over, and guess what's hanging off of his bar stool?
His merce.
His merce.
His merce.
So, of course, I walk around the bar. I grab it. I unzip it, and there's a freaking wad of cash. So much cash. I was like, holy crap. I zipped it up, took it behind the bar, stuck it up underneath where we keep stuff like that.
Where you stuck.
And then
the
bar's here, and over there are the pool tables and the big glass wall where the parking lot is. And I'm cleaning. I look over. I see Pudge banging on the window. It's 2:15, 2:30. We're already closed. Everybody's gone. I'm cleaning.
We're
All
closed,
lights are on.
dude. You can't come in.
So, of course, I grab it. I walk around to the front door. I let him in. He comes in. I said, is this here what you're looking for? And he says, very rudely, by the way, he looks at me straight in the eye from about here. He goes, yes.
Not straight in the
eye.
Not straight in the eye. 'Cause you'd have to go like this. Look me straight in the eye. No, we're on camera. We're on camera. We're on camera.
So Pudge says to me, there's exactly $10,000 in that bag, and if there is so much as $1 missing, I will kick your ass.
Yeah.
I said, Pudge, hop up. Please count it in front of me. Let's go. He sat there and counted every dollar of $10,000 right in front of me, walked out, didn't say a word, didn't give me 100 to say, hey, thanks for watching it for me. Nothing.
Grand total
walked out.
Grand total of a tip
But
of
he is
0.
still on my Rangers Mount Rushmore.
Nope, not mine. Not mine. Not mine. Not mine.
Pudge Rodriguez. Texas Rangers.
Not
no,
mine.
I know, and I even know
This
now that he's
is
a dick.
Not a dick. This is not. That's the direct opposite.
Well, that's not a dick.
Hey,
okay, this
more like this
is not a dick.
More like this. This is
so
closer to what he has.
I still put him on my Mount Rushmore.
And they still have him on TV, and you can't understand him.
Yes, and I know that he's a dick to this day because we know the people that are on the Rangers broadcast.
Yep.
Know one of them very well, and all they do is complain about how much of a dick he is. For sale.
No,
we're selling this spot.
For lease. For lease. We're going to lease that out. We're going to lease it out. We're not going to sell it. We're going to lease it out. Highest bidder.
For lease.
For lease.
Oh, I've heard he's the biggest dick of all. Reggie Jackson.
But we're talking about
Here,
the
do you want to
Rangers.
come talk into the microphone so we can hear you?
We're talking about the Rangers.
No, she's got Reggie Jackson news, though. We got to hear this. Talk right into it right here. Right here.
Here's
Right there.
my Reggie Jackson story, okay?
All right.
Like, I was hanging out. We were at Tony La Russo's tournament in Vegas, and I really didn't know who Reggie Jackson was. But I'm talking to him, and he's talking about how he's about to lose his insurance with the Yankees because he's turning 65 or whatever it was, and he's going to be on Medicaid, and you can't. So I know he works for the Yankees, right? So I asked him. I said, well, what do you do for the Yankees? Well, anybody who knows Reggie Jackson knows that crushed him because it was Mr. October, and he's
With the
also
Yankees, yeah.
never, ever been gracious to a fan in his life, and I could tell you more stories about that. So if anybody deserved to be, broke down
Right.
like that, it was Reggie. And so that's my Reggie Jackson story.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No,
So
thank you for sharing that with us.
I'm like, so what did you do for the Yankees? He's like,
He gave his whole life for the Yankees, really.
Yeah.
I am the Yankees.
Between the Yankees and the A's, I mean, that was his life.
Whatever. Sorry about your insurance. So.
Sorry about your insurance, dude. Yeah. Welcome to America,
Yeah.
where we don't have insurance.
Right.
Welcome to Obamacare.
No longer viable, sir. No longer viable, sir. Keep America great. Keep America great. We're good.
What does that mean about?
Well, thanks for showing it. Thanks
Yes,
for
ma'am.
sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Hey, breaking
Big
Reggie
Red.
Jackson
Big
news
Red.
only on the Drunk Sports Podcast, where we bring you breaking Reggie Jackson news.
Yeah. That's what we do. That's what we do.
All right. Well, we've got some other sports stuff to get to, but we're an hour and a half in, and I've got to piss like a racehorse, so I think we're going to wrap things up.
Because you can't shut your mouth long enough
And we'll
to go
move it
pee
on.
during the break.
I know we had 2 breaks, and I never had time to go do it.
Well, no, you had time.
I was
You had
talking.
time. Well, you can't shut your
We have
pie hole
fans that I have to talk to.
All 2 of them?
Do you want people to relate me with Reggie Jackson someday?
Probably. I mean, that's who you are.
All right. Well, we will talk about Daniel Jones next week, the Giants quarterback.
One thing I want to bring up, we're going to put it on our website. Let's talk about the DFW Mount Rushmore.
That's too easy, though. What, do you got to pick one from each team?
You don't have to pick one from each team. You can. It's four people, 4 guys. It does not have to be one from each team. Who means the most to you? Who means the most to you?
She does.
Yeah,
She means the most to me right now.
Well, that's not part of it right now.
Oh, we're not talking. Oh.
No.
Can I have my Mount Rushmore of guests that we had on tonight? I mean, we had 2, technically.
So you're halfway there.
Gerb and her.
So Gerb
And Tammy.
and her and Tammy.
I'm
and
going to
Steve
get in so much
Champagne.
trouble for this.
Yeah, you are.
So next week we're going to talk about.
I'm trying to save you, son.
Next week we will discuss Daniel Jones and his performance with the New York Giants. We will also discuss a botched castration that Lance brought to our attention on the show.
Yes.
A botched castration and Andrew Luck retirement. We really wanted to get into that tonight. We just don't have time.
And the Florida man that was arrested for attempting to barbecue child molesters.
That was my favorite.
We will get into that.
That was my favorite headline. The Florida man that was arrested for attempting to barbecue child molesters.
Dude, I find all the good stories.
We'll get into that next week, so make sure you listen then. 9 o'clock. No, we're doing 8, right? Next Sunday at your house? 8 o'clock East Central
Studio
Time.
69 at Casa Naso Grande.
Live on Facebook and YouTube. Before y'all go to Aruba. And we'll get into all of that
and
stuff.
it may not be Sunday because I might be in Missouri. I got to go check on this bar, man.
Here we go. Oh, we'll get into that next week, too, then, whenever we do it. So pay attention to social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and we'll let you know. And our YouTube channel, of course. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Drunk Sports Podcast on YouTube. Next level entertainment, next level sports, next level hilarity and drunkenness every single day.
We have a whole lot of beer left to drink, son.
No, we don't. It'll be gone in a minute. So we're going to get out of here. We appreciate everybody tonight for coming out to Two Brothers Bar and Grill in Plano, Texas. We thank everybody for being a part of this one. We'll be back next weekend with another episode 27 of this thing.
Woo!
And we appreciate all you guys who tune in.
We made
and
it this
subscribe.
long?
Yeah.
We made it this long.
Tune in and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, on everything that you listen to.
It's great.
We've got a bajillion downloads every week, and it just
somebody can't cancel you. I
touches me. No, you can't. We can't be canceled unless we cancel each other.
It's coming close.
All right, we will see you guys next week. We appreciate you tuning in. Lance, why don't you go ahead and take us out of here, brother?
Again, as always, we love y'all. Thank you so much. Please like us, share us, give us some reviews, good or bad. We don't care. But again, 22 Kill, we love y'all. If you have a issue, call me. Look me up. Find me. We will talk. We love you. Thank you so much for being part of us. We're a part of you. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Drunk Sports Podcast. Join us next time for more Drinking with Lance and Tim. Until next time, get drunk.
We're all drunk.
This is the funnest night ever.
Surprise, I'm here.
My God, that's impressive.
I don't know what that is.
Is that blood?
Fuck me.